It is No Gifts Please, the parenting podcast by the pair with no real gifts, but a whole lot of gumption. Hey everyone, I'm Steve Noviello.
And I'm Jenny Ann Shondo.
You're so good at bringing your mug, and I suck at bringing the mug.
It does appear that one of us is a little bit more team
mugs.
us. That's true. You have acquired all of our merch. I just don it.
Christmas sweaters.
Yeah.
Mugs.
What else?
Who
I guess
knows?
that's where it ends. We do need a coffee mug for the winter. We're sadly
we're
not winding down yet.
But we're getting close. We do take the summer off. We work on a school schedule.
We're like teachers.
I know.
We have a teacher schedule. It's holidays off and summer's off.
Spring break off.
Although I say that knowing that teachers get annoyed when people say that, because I know that you all have in-service and I know that there's school prep. So this is no
shade. We
much
get
love
it.
to the teachers. I know my brother, who's a teacher, is going to, as if he would listen, is going to be like, shut up. We don't get summers off. Really?
No, I do the same schedule with my nighttime show because you know what? I'm like, this is a television show and I can't watch my favorite TV show all new all summer. So why should I be producing
you
one?
guys are doing summer hiatus.
For a last call, we do. The 10 is live every day, but for last call, we take the summer off.
So I guess I'll have to wait until fall to be a guest.
But I've been asking you to be a guest for a year.
I have to negotiate with my employer.
That's on you, not on me.
I have loved your guests. I love when you have a throwback from like a person that used to work like a Tim Ryan or something like that. It's always fun.
Oh, speaking of which, I just reached out to Calvert Collins to ask her to be I think she would make a really good fourth chair guest.
She is just Miss Personality. You know, Calvert worked at Fox 4 with both of us. And it's funny because sometimes someone's personality in a news setting, like it's too much of a box for some people.
Correct.
And for Calvert,
not.
She needed, there needed to be more.
Yeah.
She needed to be on a stage. She needed to be running for president and or being a guest on your show.
Either or. Well, which, I'm not assigning any political aspirations to Ms. Calvert, but
I am.
I do feel like, we are a good platform with which people can get to know your personality, which may come in handy if you decide you want to seek some sort of office.
The only thing, the show is intimidating.
Really?
As a potential guest.
Really?
Yes. Here's why. Everyone looks so fabulous.
It's the lighting.
It's like unbelievable. I'm like, you exclusively have supermodels on the show. And I'm like, okay, if I were to accept this invitation, like what kind of glam squad would I need? Because I am just my own glam squad.
Well, but here's the thing.
Like, how would I even do it?
We have somebody who does still photography during the show. So you will walk away with a set of free candid photos of yourself on the set.
I've seen them. They're in my feed. All my friends in the feed. I'm like, wow, you guys look amazing.
Okay.
Anyway.
Speaking of photos. I got a text from a friend this weekend.
Whoa.
Let me read it to you.
Okay.
Where is it?
Deep breath.
So my friend said, I was asking about getting together to go,
to a play place.
To go to do something, right? A play place, blah, blah, blah. And you said to me, because of course you're the friend.
I'm the friend. It's me.
I said, what are you doing after church? Is Brighton totally booked up with cheer and all the other things my kids don't do? I feel like it's going to be a really cold day, perhaps a good one for an indoor play place. And you said, she's in for a world of hurt today. Easter photos, big fight coming up. And then you sent me a picture of her hair, which is currently in like
13 braids.
Like as if you've just gotten back from the Caribbean.
Yes.
Just to give people like they're essentially cornrows. To which I replied, seems like a good opportunity here for you, Mom, because I'm assuming your concern was, or the plan was, you're removing these braids, you're going to fight me on it, and now we're going to have to fight and fake happiness for Easter photos.
Exactly. So the plan was that I would curl her hair for Easter photos, like just like any other mother, right?
I'm glad you stopped using the word normal.
Thank you. I did catch that.
It's a lot of growth.
There's a lot of things.
This whole thing was a lot of growth.
Here. Well, it wasn't. I'm going to tell you, it was actually a reversal. So, and also you have to mention the picture that you sent me of you. And hopefully we can put that on the, share that on an image or a graphic or something like that. But you sent a picture of you looking suntan, crisp.
I was a freshman in college. It was my fraternity composite, and I had long hair, and I essentially had cornrows.
And a headband.
And a headband.
It's a very handsome photo.
I was like, hey, like maybe this is an opportunity for you to snap this picture and then laugh at it in 20 years.
So there was a big moment there where, yes, I was planning on letting her, or I was obviously planning to take out the braids, whatever type of 13 braids that she had in and she had worn. And she actually came into me right after this conversation, like no fight had happened, nothing had happened. And I was like, okay, it's about time to get ready. And she was like, gosh, I feel so pretty in these.
In the braids.
In the braids, yeah. And I was like, oh, that's such a gift to just feel so beautiful as you are. I think it so rarely happens for somebody just natural, like just that you're in your essence. And you all know what that feels like. You've got the outfit that suits you. It's not like the best outfit. It's just the outfit that suits you, the shoes that are comfortable, the earrings, you're just feeling yourself. And she was just feeling herself. And I was like, man, that's it. Like this is the moment. This is the goal. The point is to commemorate her. And I had like such a moment of realizing how much I had been influenced by the city that we're in, because when Brighton was about 2, I would have to ask Heath, I think it was for about a year and a half, like 18 months, Brighton wore, aside from the days she was in a Spanish immersion school, so she had to wear a uniform for that. And then she did a little program at one of the local private schools. But aside from that, she wore a Cinderella dress every single day.
Yep, I remember.
Remember? Okay, so how old were the kids at that time?
She was probably like 4,
3 or
maybe
4.
3.
Okay, maybe it was a little older than I thought. So, and then in the family photo, so we did family photos, and that was me living out my true mother self, I guess, was like, this is what she wears every day. We're getting family photos. I personally am getting my makeup done and my hair done because that's what makes me feel good. You, Brighton, love this dress, and I'm going to let you wear that. And I almost feel like once I got to know other parents and started to see other people's pictures and started to become a part of like the community in Dallas and the culture here, and people have been raised here, and there's all these perfect family photos. Growing up, we were definitely if you have 13 braids and you love it, you rock it kind of family.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like in a way I had morphed into perfect family photo person.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas at my core, I'm 13 braids mom. And if I'm being honest, totally let myself get sucked into like that whole, you need to have a portrait and wear a bubble outfit and have a monogram and like all this stuff that is great. I mean, there's nothing wrong with dressing nice for an event or looking nice. But I realized when Brighton said that, like my true essence as a mom is to want you to feel good and not to argue. And there will be plenty of days where we have to argue, like before a job interview. And she and I talked about that. We said, listen, if this was, you're going in for a job interview or we're auditioning for something, or there's something really important that you want, you have to fit the dress code. Like at work, I have to wear certain outfits. That's just part of it. But today you said those words, you feel so good, and we're going to go with it. And so she took the Easter photos with 13 braids. And I will say, I got some looks at the place.
Because she looked like that?
Yeah.
I'd like to rewind. Do you feel like there was any precursor to that moment with your daughter? Any conversation, any text volley that you may have had that prepared you to be open? Because I believe your initial reaction was, she's taking the braids out.
Yes.
And I said, I think this is a really good opportunity for you. And if it's not, please consider that it will be highly entertaining for me. To which you replied, I feel as though I want credit for letting her go to church like that. Haven't I done enough?
Yes, that's true. You softened my heart and my mind. You softened my heart. In a way, I'm like, wait, is Steve trying to make sure his family pictures look better than my family pictures? This could be an angle here. You definitely gave me something to think about.
I was so proud of you. Like, because in our text exchange, I mean, no shade, but I don't really feel like you were like, I'm looking at my day and I'm forecasting a fight because I know that my goal and my daughters are not congruent today.
No, not at all.
I'm okay with traversing some screaming to get what I want.
Well, especially because any parent that's coordinated pictures knows it's like you have to find a day that works for everybody.
100%.
You have to find the photographer. It's expensive. Like these are not cheap. And then I'm also like, okay, you're 7. I need to not worry about you. I've got a baby to get dressed. And like we figured it out in between naps and we need to make sure she's already pooped that day. I mean, there's just a lot that goes into family photos. So yeah, it's very tense for the parents.
Right.
For one of the parents.
Well, because I remember I said to you, you can have a girl with curled hair and a sour puss on her face for eternity, or you can have a kid in braids with a giant smile. I
think the bigger thing too was like she felt good in her photo.
Yeah. And she felt beautiful.
She felt beautiful. And like I actually don't that's a whole nother topic. We really, it's like you try not to focus on physical beauty and try not to get those attributes. It's so hard. And with the boys and their hair, I know they get so many hair compliments. Like there's just certain attributes that just stick out about children and you can't help as an adult, but just say it.
Well, I go through the same thing with the kids as well. Like Doug, will know, like he dresses them on Wednesday mornings because I go to work early and he gets up with the kids or he gets them to school. On Wednesday evenings when I get home, sometimes I'm like, oh, well, that's a choice. Like what you wore to school today.
You guys have to choose the outfit obviously every day.
Well, yes, because we don't wear uniforms. And the kids will sometimes dress themselves. And Hudson he's like a crazy sock. Like he will wear like a thigh-high rainbow sock and a pair of shorts and like rock it. I'm like, hey, go ahead. Jacob also, great dresser. But like if Jacob would select, let's say, a pair of pants that have holes in the knees, I'm like, hey, we're not wearing that to school. It's not. And then Doug would be like, go right ahead. There's, and I think to myself, why don't I want you to wear those pants? And honestly, 9 times out of 10, it's because of fear of artificial judgment from parents I won't see and feedback I won't get, that it's just not that, but there's also a part of me that's still, like you were talking about earlier with job interviews, like, listen, you show respect for the classroom, your teacher, the institution, and we go to school without clothing with holes in it. And that's the way. It's like showing up to court. You know what I mean? Right. Like you don't wear a tube top and like, ripped jeans.
It's a soft, I think there's just a lot of fluidity in that. Right. And it's complicated, it's confusing. And that's where I think, okay, you're fluid during the week, right? About like, okay, we're letting you mix and match a little bit. We're not doing holes, but you can do the different socks if you want to. Yeah. But then when it comes down to family pictures, most people are like, hey, the outfit's the outfit, man. We do this once a year and just like get it together.
Well, and that's
we also do it way more than once a year.
Well, but to your point though, like, listen, you go to school looking like a mess for the day. Like that family photo is forever, right? But again, I don't want to, we haven't split the atom here, but I do think I'm being earnest when I say this. Like I'm proud of you that you were like, you know what? Like, what am I doing? Like my daughter feels beautiful. And like, that's the goal that you and I keep on talking about, right? I remember when,
and it wasn't even like a physical beauty.
Correct.
You could
I just feel good about myself.
It's that beautiful was the word, but it was like, confident.
Very early on in our first season, we did like a game show episode. We did rapid fire, 5 questions. And I said, one of mine to you was, what is something that you hope to pass on to your daughter? And you said resilience. You didn't have to think about it. You immediately said, I want her to be resilient. And it's like, you have, right? Like this is a kid who like is like how rare for all of us to feel truly amazing in our own shell. And like she got to do that. And I think that's great. And
thank you for supporting me.
No, I'm being serious. I mean, again,
for the prompt, I did need the prompt.
And had it completely blown up, it would have been just as interesting as the topic, perhaps even funnier. But like, and I just feel like, didn't it make for just a better day? Like a little less stressful. Like I know it's, I know it's hard because I'm sure Heath was not packing snacks and blowing out hair and whatever else, No,
he got me one of those Dyson blow dryers.
Oh.
Do you guys have one?
I mean, like the air wrap?
It's not the air wrap, it's just the dryer.
I don't, my mom has one. I don't love it.
So Heath got me one for like Valentine's Day or something like that. And we call them $50 blowouts because like a blowout costs like 50, well, it probably costs more than that now. I don't know. I never get them. But like, we would joke with Brighton, Heath will do it. And then we'll be like, that's $50 blowout. It's like our thing. So he does blow out her hair before bed, which is like very, very cute. But no, he didn't even go to this photo shoot. It was actually just the girls. It was just the two of them for Easter.
Oh, I thought you meant it was just the girls, like you and the girls.
No, not me. And actually, I haven't gotten I've gotten them pictures lately. Maybe this is, guys, you just wake up and look good, but like, I feel like it's very hard to get myself ready for me to peak at the same time as the children peak.
No, I hear you.
It's one or the other.
Like we're all at the weight we want to be at. Everybody's skin is clear. Everyone's teeth are white.
And
everyone's
we got our nails done.
Right. It's all
we've had a haircut. Like right now, like my highlights are 6 months old. And
it's so funny because you walked in and I was like, you're an attractive woman, but like you really look extra beautiful today. You do.
Thanks, Steve.
You do. I don't know what. Remember, I walked in and I was like,
off on me.
Did you wash your hair or something?
No, I did curlers today, hot rollers, because I'm trying to find the most efficient way. It's like, but it makes it kind of bigger.
Gotcha.
It just kind of gives it like a zhuzh.
Yeah. No, it looks
and
great.
I shot a story at Rolls Royce today, so maybe I'm feeling
you're just feeling extra sparkly from the Rolls Royce.
Do you guys do family photos? Is it a
big thing? So it's actually funny. So we had our wedding photographer. She came back after Hudson was born, and he was old enough to be. We were in the new house, so he was over a year, of course. So maybe he was probably 2, and Jacob was probably 4 or 3 and 5, whatever it was. And we asked her, "Would you come back and do pictures of us?" And it was funny because she said, "I'm so thrilled to do this because you photograph a wedding, and then you wonder, well, what the hell ever happened to these people?
Are they still together?
Are they still together? Like he stood in front of all those people and promised that he would make him a father. Did he do that? Like what happened? So it was really fun, and we're probably due.
You're definitely due.
We're probably due again. Especially now, like Hudson has such personality and Jacob has such personality, and they both are not that they were props before, but you know what I mean? Like they were just kind of silly and goofy and like whatever. Although I do fear that now that they are a little older, it would be a more of a stressful experience than when they were younger, because when they were younger, they were like, okay,
right,
whatever.
It is. Yeah. And they may have an opinion on the outfit that you select.
I think so it's funny. I would be the one who's like, okay, let's do complimenting blue tones.
Yeah.
And Doug would be like, just wear whatever.
Oh no, but Doug, it's the effort that goes into planning. I feel like if you're the one that plans it, you
get to choose.
Are just like, okay, it's expensive, it's time consuming. We all have to peak at the same moment.
Yeah.
Haircuts, teeth, you're right.
But you know what? Like how nice, because I do that sometimes. Like when we're out at something, like guys, I just want, like we were just on our family vacation. I was like, okay, can we take a picture? And like one of them will be making a ridiculous face. The other one won't. I'm like, could you both just like smile for 5 seconds for me? Like
seriously?
We just spent $26 million to come on this family vacation. Like, could I get one freaking photo of the two of you? And then you're kind of like, what are you doing? Like, so I always joke with them. I'm like, here we go. I was like, when you grow up, you're going to look back at these pictures and wonder, why was I always so weird looking?
Sassy.
Why was I always so sassy? Well, I'm not.
Well,
but like, why didn't I ever just smile? And then you know what? Every now and again, you do get that moment where you're just like, it's just pure joy. The whole family is in sync with each other, and maybe it's a candid photo, and maybe it's a moment, and maybe it's a posed picture for Easter.
Do you ever wish? This is your
no.
Well, I feel like I'm having a thought that should have been an indoor thought, an in my head thought, but now I just started it and I'm going to have to just like let it out. Sometimes I wish instead of just stopping and taking a picture, we could just have a photographer just follow us around to all of our activities, like go with you to Boy Scouts and just like be there and just catch you like building the car with the boys and stuff. Cause the photos do feel so forced, but I always love the memories down the road.
I do that a lot with friends. Like if I'm at like Pinewood Derby building, I'll take pictures of like a dad friend and his son building something together, like unbeknownst to them, and then text it to them later.
Same, but they return the favor?
Yes, they do. Yeah.
Well, that's great.
They
Steve.
do.
Good for you.
They do.
I'm glad you have such nice guy friends. I
feel like you know what? Listen, and I when you'd written me about this, because again, like you didn't do anything or you weren't planning on doing anything that I certainly wouldn't have done. But I do think if there's a silver lining to sitting down every week and talking about parenting and talking about each other's, experiences and bringing in experts and so, I do think that every now and again you're like, you know what, I'm going to apply all of that stuff that we keep on talking about, and it really does make life just a little bit easier.
I totally agree. Thank you for doing this podcast with me. Every time we both show up, I'm actually shocked. I'm like, wow, we're still doing this.
We're still doing this.
We're still hanging on.
All right. We still hang on every Tuesday morning when we drop a new episode at 7 a.m. on your favorite podcast platform. Please go ahead and click like and subscribe. While you're at it, if you're ever interested in watching the podcast, you can check out the video on YouTube. We've got a subscription channel there as well. And it is all free. We'll see you next week. In the meantime, get out there and find yourself a friend you don't need to clean the house for.